Hello and welcome to Knife Delights and welcome to the observation deck. We're out here today. We're going to talk about Bird and Trout knives. Yes, it is a small fixed blade knife, very versatile and very useful, even though it is small. So Bird and Trout, as the name implies, is for the processing of fish and for small game, but it's also versatile. It makes a wonderful fixed blade EDC knife. Some people might even want to take them into a steakhouse and use them as a steak knife there. So we're going to get into my collection of Bird and Trout knives and we'll just discuss them here a little bit. A fixed blade Bird and Trout knife is a small knife, small fixed blade that usually has a blade of about 3 inches long. And like most fixed blade knives and other knives, they come in a variety of handle material. This one here is from Bird and Son, and it's got the bone stag. They call it India bone stag is what they call it. Just a beautiful handle here. And this is a beautiful knife right here. And it comes with a really nice sheath. Now, a manufacturer can call, name the kind of knife it is. This is not their Bird and Trout knife. And at the end of this video, I have a slideshow. I will go into some more specifics on each one of these knives with their proper name and their model number and their blade steel. This one is still in production. But here is what Bird and Son actually calls their Bird and Trout knife. And this was actually gifted to me from Jerry from Big J's. So thanks again, Jerry. So you can see, for what I consider to be a traditional Bird and Trout knife, this is more like a small hunter, and I think that's what this one is called. It seems to me like they got the names backwards, but anyway. So this is what they call Bird and Trout, and I believe this is the small hunter. But you can see the difference in size, the thickness in the handle. Now, the good thing about this knife here is it's a lot wider, so for those of you with bigger hands, you got more room to grip there. Got that nice choil there. So you can really do some delicate work, and that's what these knives are supposed to be for. Being able to get up and do some delicate work. Most of them have a clip point blade. That one does not, but a lot of them do. Meant to be able to get up close and personal. Very nimble. This one here is by Queen, and it's got the Winterbottom jigging to it, bone jigging. And like I said, all of them have a clip point blade, but you can see how you can really get up there and get some precision work done with this. So all of these vary in price. I will say that when you look at the sheaths, the sheath is usually a pretty good indicator of the price of the knife and maybe even the quality. So there's a Queen. And this is a Rough Ryder. And this is one of the budget knives. I'm not going to go over prices because prices are changing dramatically anymore. This should be around $15 or $20, something like that. But just a really nice little knife. So amongst all these knives, you have several choices. Everywhere from boy, that's not focusing. There we go. Anywhere from a knife that originally cost $7 or $8 up to including over $100 for one of these. So there's all kinds of options out there. This is one of the more expensive ones. And this is a case. And this is what they refer to as a mini fin, although it falls under the generic Bird and Trout category. And what makes this one so expensive is these buffalo handles. And it is just a gorgeous knife. So on just about all of these knives, it's going to be probably a 3-finger grip. I wear a large to extra large glove, and so it's probably going to be a 3-finger fit for most of these knives. Okay. Again, they're not meant for heavy skinning or anything like that. They're meant for that delicate work. Here we have one by Winchester, and this is no longer in production, but I think you can still find it online. I think this originally was $7 or $8. Don't know what I got on there. All right. But again, you got your clip point. Handy dandy little knife. Again, 3 fingers. But then you can tell it's got this nylon sheath. It's adequate. It'll work. Although I noticed, usually on the more budget knives, that with the sheaths, they don't take too much time. See, this will slip right out. So you got to be careful with it. And that's where your quality or lack of quality comes in. So the old saying remains, I guess, you get what you pay for. Okay, we'll go on to another case knife here. Now this is a vintage one. And, no, I said case. This is a Western. And this is out of the Black Beauty series. It is a vintage knife. You can probably still find them on eBay or antique stores and like that. But it has a nice lanyard hole. It's got the aluminum handle, and I don't know what kind of composite material that is, if that's micarta or not. But here's an old one by Western. And here's your Western sheath. I'm going to move over here. I'm going to grab this one. Because this is the case. This is the vintage case. Again, this is their mini fin. Focus. There we go. And this one's quite a bit older. And I just did a review on this one and this one because their design has changed a little bit over the years. See the difference in the jimping? A little bit difference in the blade shape. They're basically the same size, but just some minor changes here and there. So 2 different case options. Again, you'd have to go online or antiquing and try to find this model. Then over here we got this nice little marbles knife. And I think I spent $11 or $12 on it. I don't think it's in production anymore, but you might still be able to find them online on eBay, or some of the stores might still have some in stock. But just a handy dandy little knife. It's got a really sweeping, it almost looks like a trailing point, but I believe they call it a clip blade, but it's really a sweeping clip. Again, they can call their blades whatever they want. So there are no standard definitions, only guidelines, I guess. But again, see, I think this one was kind of loose too. A little bit loose on the sheath there. But overall, not a bad little knife. And then there are modern examples. These are what I consider to be the traditional Bird and Trought knife. Then we have this one here from CRKT, and it's called the Mossback. And they do call this their Bird and Trought knife. The Crime design. It's got the G10 handle to it. Nice bird's eye. Nice lanyard hole. So again, the advantage to this one is you do have a little bit more of a handle there. I can get all 4 fingers on it. So for those with bigger hands, this might be a better option. Yeah, it's not the traditional design, but I think it would still work. And this one has a drop point instead of a clip. So yeah, with the G10's handle too, what's nice, it's a little easier to keep these cleaned up. So if you're going to have it in a tackle box, or you're going to keep it out in your truck, with the leather and that, in the heat and the cold and the humidity, you can play havoc on your leather and bone handles, but this G10 would probably hold up a lot better out in the elements. Easy to just wash it off, keep it clean. So just another consideration for maybe a more modern handle style there. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this little guide here. I sure enjoy these little Bird and Trought knives. I hope to pick up some more of them, especially some more of the old vintage ones. They're an exciting little knife for me to collect. Make sure and check out my playlist down here in the bottom right hand corner that will appear at the end of the video. So stand by for a slideshow and have a very delightful day.